안녕하세요 여러분, 허국현입니다. Hello everyone, this is 국현. This is my very first lesson of Korean, 한국어. If you lived in Korea or are interested in Korea, you might have wondered why the dates of 추석 and 설날 are different every year. 한국에서 살아보셨거나 한국에 관심 있으신 분들이라면 추석이랑 설날이 왜 매년 다른 날인지 궁금하신 분들이 있을 거예요. For my first lesson, I will tell you why. 이번 강의에서 이유를 말씀드릴게요. 자, 그럼 시작합니다. Okay, let's get started. First, let's check the dates of 설날 and 추석 in 4 years. The dates of 설날 and 추석 in 2012 were January 23rd and September 30th. And in 2013, it was February 10th and September 19th. In 2014, this year, it's January 31st and September 8th. Finally, we will see the next year, 2015. It's February 19th and it's September 22nd and 27th. As you can see, there is no particular pattern, and the difference is really huge. Look at here. 설날 was January 23rd in 2012, and it will be February 19th in 2015. As you can see, it's even close to a month. If it were 1 or 2 day difference, you might guess that it is because it is decided on the particular date of the week, like Thanksgiving Day in US. For your information, the Thanksgiving Day is on the fourth Thursday in every November, but there's nothing like that in these lists of dates of 설날 and 추석. There's nothing like that here. But there will be certainly some rules to decide these days. So you wanna know the exact dates of 설날 and 추석. So let's check it out. I will tell you these dates in Korean. 한국어로 먼저 말씀드릴게요. 설날은 음력 1월 1일입니다. Once more. 설날은 음력 1월 1일입니다. 1월 1일 here means January 1st in Korean. Next, 추석은 음력 8월 15일입니다. Once again, 추석은 음력 8월 15일입니다. 8월 15일 here means August 15th in Korean. As you can see, we know almost everything in here. 설날, 추석, 1월 1일, 8월 15일. We know almost everything, but here's something odd is here. 음력. I think this is the key to our answer. Okay. Then, what is 음력? Actually, there are 2 calendars in Korea. One of them is called 양력, the solar calendar. This is the calendar we are using today. There is no difference. 요즘 우리가 쓰는 달력이에요. 별 차이가 없어요. The other one is 음력, the lunar calendar. It was widely used more than 100 years ago. It was used widely in Korea until 1960s and 70s. The president at that time recommended to use 양력, so we changed it to use 양력 back then. We are using 양력 a lot more than 음력 these days. But some dates are still in 음력 like 설날 and 추석 because they are our traditional holidays. We Koreans celebrate these 설날 and 추석 more than a thousand years. Okay, let's look at this calendar. It is this month, October 2014. Let's look closely near the October 9th, 한글날. There are some small numbers near the number 8. Can you see it? There's 9 and 15. It's a bit blurry, but you can see it there. It is the date in 음력. The date of October 8th, 2014 is September 15th in 음력. Because, as I said before, we are still using 음력 in our daily lives in Korea. There are still 음력 dates on this calendar. There are many 음력 dates are written in many calendars in Korea. To understand the difference between 양력 and 음력, I think we should start from what we know. Let's talk about 양력. As you know, one year is 365 days. 1년은 365일입니다. Once again, 1년은 365일입니다. This is one year is 365 days in Korean. 년 here means year. 일 here means day. So one year is 365 days in Korean. 65 days. Because the Earth circulates around the Sun once in 365 days. We have 365 days in a year. But there are some years that have one more days. Leap year, we call this 윤년 in Korean. Then why is that? Why are there such years? It would be really simple if there's nothing like that. 왜 그런 걸까요? Why are there leap years? The exact orbital period of the Earth is not 365 days sharp. There are 365 days plus a little bit more than 6 hours. So, if we put together 4 year worth of these 6 hour remainders, then there will be a day. So, we have February 29th in every 4 years. As there are leap years, 윤년, in 양력, there are leap months, 윤달, in 음력. In the case of 양력, the solar calendar, there are leap years. I mean, one more day is given to us if it is a leap year, but a whole month, I mean, 29 to 30 days are given to us in 윤달. Then, why is there a leap month, 윤달? As you know, the moon circulates the earth in almost 30 days a month. So, a month is 29 to 30 days in the lunar calendar, 음력. And there are 12 months in a year. So if you calculate them, 29 or 30 times 12 is equal to, or, well, it is less than 365 days. So if you calculate them exactly, then we need 5 or 17 more days. 5 to 17 more days. So to fill this gap, we need a whole month. I will tell you this 윤달 in more detail to you. This means that In 양력, the next day of June is July 1st. Yes, it's obvious, isn't it? But in 음력, if June is a leap month, 윤달, then the next day of June 30th is June 1st again. Yes, June 1st. And the next day of June 1st, yes, it's June 2nd. There are second June 3rd, there's another June 4th, another June 5th, 6th, 7th to and it goes to 30th. If June is a leap month in that year, then you have another June in that year. There are 2 Junes in that year. Then what happens if your birthday is in June? Then you have 2 birthdays in that year. It sounds cool, doesn't it? 2 birthday parties in a year. But, well, we usually celebrate the first and ignore the second. 대개 첫 번째 생일만 축하해주고 두 번째 생일은 그냥 넘어가는 경우가 많아요. As I said before, we Koreans widely used 음력 until 1970s. So many old Koreans still celebrate their birthdays in 음력. And we usually celebrate their first birthday and not the second. It is the same after all, if it is in 윤달 or not. Then, when are these leap months? They are decided by the moon and the sun. Yes, both. Yes, both of them. I mean, the moon and the sun. Because if we don't use the sun and use the moon only, we'll have something like snowy summer. There's a lot of snow in August or July, and burning hot winter. 30 degrees Celsius in winter. It'll be really hot. It can be terrible. So in scientific jargon, the lunar calendar we use in Korea is called lunisolar calendar because we use both of them, lunar, the moon, and solar, the sun. It is called 태음태양력 in Korean, but we don't use it a lot. We prefer 양력 and 음력. So it's just a scientific jargon, so you don't have to remember this word. So I didn't add that word to these slides. And there are almost 7 leap months in every 19 years. I don't tell you the detail because it is really complicated to calculate them. So now you know the difference between 양력 and 음력, the solar calendar and lunar calendar. So the answer to our question came out. Because 설날 and Chuseak are traditional holidays, their exact dates are in 음력, the lunar calendar, not in 양력, the solar calendar. 양력, the solar calendar, as 양력 and 음력 are different calendar systems. The dates are always different. It is that simple. But we had to understand 2 calendar systems we use in Korea to understand all of this. Then what did we learn today? First of all, we learned 2 calendar systems of Korea. There are 양력 and 음력. 양력과 음력이 있습니다. Secondly, we learned why the dates of 설날 and 추석 are different every year. Because they are in 음력, not in 양력. 설날과 추석은 음력 날짜지 양력이 아니기 때문입니다. That's it for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed my lesson. Thank you for watching my very first video. 즐거운 시간 되셨으면 좋겠네요. 첫 강의를 시청해주셔서 감사합니다. 다음에 또 뵙겠습니다. See you next time. Bye bye.